Hello community, welcome back to JinZ channel, and today we're going to play To All the Wolves That Are Slain. What even is this? What even is this game anyway? I don't know why I intended to do this, but yeah, I have no initial intention to play this game. I just choose, hey, that title seems mouthful. Well, I'm choosing it. Well, and here we have it. To All the Wolves Are Slain. I guess the title has already explained the past already, right? Let's just begin the game. Shall we?
This is a story of where fairy tales come from.
Oh good, I don't need to talk.
You might recognize some of these characters, and then again, you might not.
Sweet voice.
In any case, here comes our heroine now.
Ooh, that sounds so real.
Yo, the price has gone up. 800.
Shady sounding guy.
That's a rip-off! And your junk's crap anyway. Anyway, let me tell you about the heroine of our story.
Oh,
This all happened during a slightly more magical time, when things were often more than they seemed, and often they were less.
isn't that guy inspired by the girl in that one folktale? The girl and the wolf? I don't know what's the name. I forgot what's the name.
Weavers, werewolves, and witches are strongest deep within the forest, Velma.
That's a girl?
Don't be such a brat, Vel.
Oh wait, what? Who's talking and who?
The voice that replied appeared to come from the girl, but had a certain, textile quality to it.
Pretty good.
Stop calling me Vel. And why am I always the one doing the errands?
Only you could call visiting your friends errands.
They're not my friends, Patches.
Oh.
And Gran asked me to bring them a delivery.
Whatever you say, Vel. Whatever you say.
The girl glared angrily in the direction of her eyebrows, making her slightly cross-eyed, but not enough to be selling her bathwater.
I'm making that as my thumbnail.
Her name was Velma Weaver, the heiress, which sounds like the name of some fancy exotic snake. Heiress.
Why is she moving?
Her name was Velma Weaver, the heiress to the Weaver family. They were renowned for their enchantments and their ability to create magical armor across many of the kingdoms.
Ooh,
But
defender, I see.
not in those other kingdoms. You know the ones I mean. The ones where they steal your baggage at the airport, and you end up doing dirty favors to save up money for a ticket to go back home. But then you discover you like doing dirty favors. You were always kind of a strumpet. Well, not you, but the hypothetical character in this hypothetical scenario. Anyway, as I was saying, the Weavers weren't particularly famous in those kingdoms.
Okay.
And so it was the fate of every new weaver to apprentice with their grandparents in the deepest parts of one large forest or another. This had something to do with magical energies and the clusters of forests, or something.
God, I love the voice expression. Like he's not only just like speak like straightly, but he has some emotions in it.
Anyway, Velma Weaver was near the end of her apprenticeship.
Oh, good.
What is also quite convenient indeed is that while I was busy delivering this lovely exposition, our heroine made it out of the forest. As the forest receded around her, she found herself walking along something that can charitably be referred to as a road. The road led her up a small hill where her friend's house, pardon me, her not friend, Glenn Pigsby's house marked the outer edges of the nearby village. It wasn't a particularly good village. It wasn't a particularly good house. In fact, it wasn't a house at all. It was more of a dirty, terribly built, and slightly dilapidated hut made out of hay. But
Ooh.
on that day, the hut lay in ruins. Or the equivalent of ruins for something made out of hay. Velma dropped the bag of supplies and looked around, spotting the magical tracks of something that she recognized far too well.
I just realized that the hat, the cape head looks like it is from Megumin from Konosuba.
The tracks weren't human.
Belle, are you okay?
Velma stood motionless.
We have to follow the tracks. We have to save Glenn.
It was happening again.
Again? What do you mean by
She
that?
nodded and followed the trail to the remains of another hut. This one made out of wood. Her hands were shaking. Her face felt unusual. Trembling, her fingers inspected her own features. She was smiling.
I don't know why, but you fucking sussy bugger. Why are you smiling? People might
She
be
pulled her
dying right
hood
now.
forward to cover the unnatural grin upon her face, and continued along the makeshift road.
Yep, she is surely a sussy bugger.
Finally, she reached a giant house made of stone atop the neighboring hill. In Fairy La'an, geography didn't make much sense from a geologist's point of view, but if examined closely, would often prove to almost mold itself in ways that facilitate beautiful storytelling devices, like repetition or alliteration.
Oh, good. Good for you.
The wooden doors of the stone house on top of the third hill were shattered. Velma ran through the doorway and a high-pitched shriek pierced the air, splitting some of the less fortunate atoms in two.
It really is happening again. Just like 8 years ago.
What happened 8 years ago? Yeah, Vel. Vel looks like a teenager right now. In my perspective. And 8 years ago, she was a child? Maybe. So, yeah, maybe traumatized. Some trauma just strike back from the... Oh, Velma! Okay. Hi, Mr. Toad. What are
Before
you
she knew
doing
it,
here?
her feet were running in the direction of the shout. Broken furniture and household trinkets carpeted the path. She rushed into one of the larger rooms to find the three Pigsby brothers cowering in the corner. Then, a voice that sounded as if it belonged to someone that liked to chew iron made her jump.
Ooh, wow.
Is this your girlfriend?
What was that? Did I just scream in Vietnamese? Oh my, is this your girlfriend? No.
The werewolf grinned viciously, licking his lips.
Licking his lips. Wait, what? Oh! Okay.
Kind of bony, but probably tender.
Ooh, I love the voice there.
Velma pulled back her hood and his grin melted faster than the snot under a school desk during a hot summer break.
Well, the table has turned, my man. The girl is now laughed and the wolf is now scared.
In the corner of the hall, the
Ha!
Pigsby brothers gave a collective family gasp.
It is inspired by a folktale.
The werewolf, which was clearly quite big and quite bad, turned towards the three brothers and whispered conspiratorially.
The pig brothers.
Your girlfriend seems to have the crazy eyes. Boys.
Let the bloodlust consume you. Stay in control. Stay in control, please. Fucking.
No! This isn't me!
Yes, this isn't you.
I'm in control.
Yes, you are in control. Wait, who's controlling you? I'm just here making decisions, my man.
I'm the needle.
Okay.
And the thread.
Velma's eyes snapped open, clear as summer lightning.
Those three dummies! Why didn't they just run towards the village for help?
A part of her thought the Pigsbys actually deserved to get eaten for their stupidity.
Eat 'em.
Oh really? Why instead you attack them, you let them die. That's the same result, my man. You led them to the same result instead having them die.
Velma!
You heard me. Eat 'em.
The werewolf looked stupefied, which was the moment she'd been waiting for. Velma lunged forward, kicking Glenn out of the werewolf's grasp. The big bad wolf rushed at Velma, his paw cutting through the air in what could lazily be described as a basic swipe attack. Thankfully, Velma was able to dodge, accidentally sparing the artist drawing the characters in the story a whole lot of extra work. The young weaver grinned triumphantly and pointed Needle, her weapon, at the werewolf's face.
Oh. Do not underestimate the needle.
I'll make you suffer, you mangy cur!
Huffing and puffing is what I do. Sometimes I blow a house. Sometimes I sniff some glue.
What?
What?
Duck! Well, I love ducks.
He meant talking!
With a huff and a puff and a buff for some stuff, the werewolf inhaled sharply and released a strong gale of breath, fogged with halitosis. You could even go as far to say his attack had kind of an effect on their area.
Who wrote these? Who wrote this script?
But since everything in the house was thoughtfully nailed down to prevent theft, everything remained exactly where it was. Again, completely accidentally sparing the artist drawing the backgrounds in the story a whole lot of extra work. As he stared down at the duck to Velma, the werewolf took out a cylindrically shaped object from his back pocket and bit into it.
Rise and shine. It's ganja time.
Rise and shine! It's ganja time!
Velma's rage finally reached an absolute peak, allowing the writer to wrap this encounter up quite nicely so that we can get on with the rest of the story.
Why you keep on breaking the fourth wall, my man?
She
That is
shot
beyond
forward and
fourth wall, by
thrust
the way.
Needle through the cylindrically shaped object and into the werewolf's mouth. With a final huff and, more importantly, a final puff, the big bad werewolf collapsed to the floor.
Oh, that was easy. I told you not to underestimate the needle. Why is she still smiling? And the piggies is still worrying.
Velma's boot kept meeting the unconscious werewolf's face, each kick accompanied by a hollow thud. After a few kicks, the brother previously referred to as Glenn finally summoned the courage to speak.
Whew.
Vel?
The girl turned to face him, and her smile made Glenn recoil.
Stop smiling.
Vel, control yourself.
This was fun.
No,
Let's do it again sometime,
No.
Glenn.
This is no time for your twisted sense of humor, Vel. We must get back to your grandmother and tell her it is happening again.
Velma eyed her hood disapprovingly.
I have a better idea.
She lifted Glenn by his collar.
Listen here, Pigsby.
Vel, control yourself.
Tell me where this mongrel came from, or else I'll...
You what?
Vel?
We didn't see him. Then what?
You blew it down.
He deserve it. He's fucking deserve it. There we go. That's much better.
Mine too.
Mine too! Oh, I like that. I like that voice. Mine too!
Velma let go of Glenn's collar.
Oh.
The pudgy man fell to the floor, rolling like a squishy ball of yarn towards his brothers. The three huddled like hens, or, well, pigs. It's a well-known fact amongst the magically inclined that spirited articles of clothing have terribly poor manners. As in, none. This is mostly due to never having anyone explain the whole concept of manners to them.
Oh? They have no parents?
As far as enchanted clothing was concerned, it just kinda popped up one day. Then it was handed off to some destined hero, fated descendant, or heroic wizard. And it simply did as it was told. Often in a rather rude way.
Man.
The enchanted items that didn't were, well, disenchanted. Yes, life was no bed of roses for an animated object. In fact, one of the more famous rulers in Fairyland was gifted an enchanted bed of roses,
Was that
which,
was that
after
an
a
error
week,
in script?
escaped into the wilds.
I believe it's
And
intentional
joined a rogue
because
gang
the
of
voice
rogue
actor
bedroom
even
furniture.
read Land.
Legend says that to this day, they wander about the countryside, scaring unsuspecting villagers in the middle of the night.
Really? 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 Ah, you just gotta admit. Really? Well, thanks for telling me one panel before that. I'm gonna save this game now. Well, this is the end for the video. Back at it again with another weekly upload. Alright?